morning. Welcome to Morning Expresso. You're watching Indian Express. I'm Charulata Biswas. Let's begin with the big story of the day. Days before India completed a year of its COVID-19 inoculation program, the government told the Supreme Court that it has not issued any guideline that envisages vaccination without consent or makes a vaccination certificate mandatory for any purpose. In an affidavit filed on January 13th, the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare said that no person can be forced to be vaccinated against their wishes. Moving on to two stories of people who have completed a year since they took the shot. One is a doctor, the other a sanitation worker in a hospital. Dr. Gautam Bhansali, a consultant physician at Bombay Hospital, was the first beneficiary in Mumbai to get the jab. In Delhi, Manish Kumar, 35-year-old, a sanitation worker at AIIMS, became the first person in the national capital to get the COVID vaccine. Today, exactly a year later, both are deeply aware and grateful that the vaccine and luck has helped them keep the infection at bay as the pandemic raged in its second wave and now rides a third. Here are the stories you'll find only in Indian Express. In this edition of Idea Exchange, Dr. Angelique, chairperson, South African Medical Association, talks about how she first spotted the Omicron variant, how it has replaced Delta in South Africa, and whether the Omicron wave will enable herd immunity. You can read the entire interview in Indian Express. Next up is news from Goa ahead of polls. Barely a month left for voting in Goa. The Trinamool Congress has indicated that its Supremo and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee had reached out to the top Congress leadership, possibly party chief Sonia Gandhi, 2 weeks ago, and made a definite offer for an electoral understanding to take on the ruling BJP. However, sources in Congress said joining hands with TMC would be suicidal. Here's a look at the front page. Historically, incumbent state governments have faced the heat of inflation in assembly elections. Will inflation be a factor again in the upcoming polls? 4 states, Punjab, Goa, Uttarakhand and Manipur, showed higher inflation rates than the national average for at least 3 of the last 5 years. Now, experts say the states where healthcare facilities are lagging could be seeing a higher increase in inflation rates. Here are the must-reads. The BJP has frequently used the phrase double-engine government during campaigns for various state assembly elections. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also repeated the need for a double-engine government for the better development of the states during his election campaigns in Tripura, Assam, West Bengal, and most recently in Uttar Pradesh and Goa, where elections are scheduled during February-March 2022. However, does it actually benefit the development of a state if it elects the same party as the one ruling at the center? We explain it. While prominent Uttar Pradesh OBC leader Swami Prasad Maurya joined the Akhilesh Yadav-led Samajwadi Party after resigning as minister from the Yogi Adityanath government, the political journey of his daughter, Sanghamitra Maurya, BJP MP from Badaun, seems to have become more challenging now, with both her father and her brother now becoming the Saffron Party rebels. The 37-year-old Sanghamitra is now bracing to face some political turbulence in the rough and tumble of UP politics. State-owned Bharat Broadband Network Limited has completed a pilot project offering satellite-based internet services in hilly and difficult-to-access areas in Arunachal Pradesh. The project is now likely to be rolled out in other states of the Northeast, a senior telecom ministry official said. The satellite-based internet service is likely to compete directly with the offerings planned by Bharti Group's OneWeb, Amazon's Project Cooper, and Elon Musk's Starlink internet services. She came to the stream and was so weak that she could barely walk. She lay down near the water and did not move for 2 hours, with only her ears twitching. At that point, there were 42 vehicles inside Pench and all of them spotted her. This, according to an eyewitness, was the last public appearance of T15, or simply Collarwali, as she was known in Madhya Pradesh's Pench Tiger Reserve. On Saturday, the first ever tigress to be collared at Pench, hence the name Breathe Her Last. As he claimed the India Open Super 500 at IG Stadium on Sunday, Lakshya Sen simultaneously beat Singaporean and the tempting instinct to match the world champions showboating. Sen displayed maturity and control, putting to shade the world champion who was crowned only last month. It feels nice to win in the end. I was a little anxious to play, but I'm happy I pulled off the win, he said. And in today's Delhi Confidential, in a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Chirag Paswan, the national president of LJP, Ram Vilas, has demanded that village sarpanch and panch should be included in the electoral college that elects the members of Legislative Council, MLCs, from local authorities, constituencies. He has also written a similar letter to Giriraj Singh, Union Minister for Panchayati Raj. And finally, in this episode of the Three Things podcast, Vishnu Verma and Apurva Vishwanath join host Snigdha Sharma to discuss the acquittal of Bishop Franco Mulakul, what were the factors that led to it, and the loopholes in the judgment. Next, Aranya Shankar explains why the decision to conduct entrance examinations as per CUCET from the 2022-23 academic session has created an uproar in JNU. And finally, we go over details of Yati Narsinghanand's remand to judicial custody. That's a news wrap from my end. For more news and updates, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Indian Express. Thank you for watching.